Laura Watson from the United States has asked me what it was like performing under pressure with David Bowie. It's a great question, Laura. It was fantastic. It was one of the highlights of my life, I have to tell you that. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, what a thing. I always wanted to sing with David Bowie. I always wanted to meet him. It was amazing. And honestly, I think that is one of the best things I've ever done. Is my head exploding? Yes. It was incredible. It was a moment. And I'm so glad that they caught it on YouTube, because it's nice to sort of look back on a moment like that and realise that it actually happened. So it's phenomenal. There are so many extraordinary male singers and songwriters, but you're asking me, who is it from?
Lisa in Australia.
Lisa in Australia. Wow. I mean, I loved Terence Trent D'Arby, actually, for his voice, I thought, at the time, when he was really hitting the high spot. I thought Terence Trent D'Arby was unique, but that's somebody, maybe, you know, maybe not everybody is aware of Terence, but obviously Stevie Wonder for me was just sublime and so inspirational. And Stevie's voice is just, I mean, I had the good fortune of seeing him not that long ago at the O2 Centre in London, and you know, that's something. It's something to witness Stevie, yeah. And there's so many greats. What can I tell you? It's very hard to put it down. I mean, I love Sting's voice, and I've sung with Sting and performed with Sting, and I think he's amazing. I think the thing about being a singer is that you have your own unique sound, and it's just so instantly recognisable. And as I said, it's very hard to put it down to one. I mean, just like Marvin Gaye, hey, you know, just, I don't know. If I started to make a list, it would go on and on and on. I love them all, actually, all the greats. They're just fantastic. Oh, Marcia. Marcia from the USA asking me about living life with integrity. It's a fine line, integrity. It's very important to me, but I'm not a saint by any means, and I'm not, you know, I'm conflicted, and I think most of us are, actually. But for me, when it comes to creative integrity, it's very important, and you have to fight for that. It's not something that you just, you know, you can't, let's say, you can't keep your eye off the ball. You have to really fight for to maintain integrity. And you have to make decisions, and sometimes you make mistakes. So, and I think that people's integrity is personal to them in a way. I'm not sure of it, you know. It's an interesting question about integrity. You know, some people are more, you know, integral than others. I guess you have to find your own level. Okay, if I'd had an opportunity to have a different career, as it were, i.e. not being a singer-songwriter, performer, I think it would have had to be something visual, because I love visual art. So I think another career that I would have loved to have had would have been photography, because I'm absolutely fascinated by the visual image, and perhaps also acting, to be honest. But I honestly think that acting is a super tough profession. And those A-listers, those incredible, I mean, the really great, talented actors, the work that they put in is just unbelievable. I mean, they have to be so physically fit. They have to be so disciplined and skillful. And then they don't really get the opportunity to be private, because they always have to be out there. They always have to be promoting things that maybe they don't even like the films that they promote, and they have to kind of be famous. So I mean, I take my hat off to them, because I don't envy their lives, but it would have been nice to have acted occasionally. Paul from Inverness would like to know what I think the biggest achievement that the Sing campaign has reached so far. And it's a very young campaign. I mean, by December the 1st, we'll have been working with Sing for 2 years, which is very small. I'm very proud of the fact that we've raised over $2 million. I think that is an achievement. You know, this money is not easy to come by. And I'm also very pleased with the fact that in certain countries, it was incredibly well received, you know, and the fact that I've been able to visit different territories. I mean, there's about 7 or 8 different places across the world where I've campaigned, and it has created a sense of awareness, raising awareness. And recently at the Scottish Parliament, where I spoke and gave a Sing presentation, there was a lot of interest around that, and I'm hoping that I will become a sort of official HIV/AIDS ambassador for Scotland. That's one of my ambitions. So, I mean, the Sing campaign is really gaining strength, and I'm very proud of it altogether. But there's so much work to be done, so much more to do. Yes, Matthias. I had a feeling you would ask me that question about what I get out of blogging. I love writing. I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't think I'm going to be twittering personally. Although there is a sort of Twitter line for me, it's not personal. Because it's just like making a statement. And I like the creative act of expressing myself, and I enjoy when it's done, and there it is. It's like anything creative. It's there, and you've done it, and it expresses your feeling or your thoughts in a very good way. And I like when people blog back. I want to see what thoughts they have about what I've said, and I just love the process of writing. That's what it is. So and also the fact that it has this instantaneous spread. International spread. I think that's really interesting, you know. So I think blogging is powerful, and I think also in the sense that you can spread information. I've always talked about this laptop activism thing, and that you can galvanize people's thoughts and focus onto particular issues. And I think that's very important. I think it's liberating. So Penelope from Florida would like to know about my outfits and if I've got a favourite one. And that's a really difficult question to answer because there were so many, weren't there? There have been so many, and they've all been so interesting. And I think the savage dress was quite scary. I kind of really enjoyed being that person. And and I suppose there must be an angel with this beautiful sort of Fortuny fabric that, you know, this kind of timeless Grecian mythological creature. And I also really, I mean, I like the comedic things that I did with Sophie Muller, when we did Beethoven. I love to listen to Beethoven, and the character is in the brown wig and the really sad little blouse, and she's shopping in the supermarket trolley. I mean, I sort of created those characters as I felt that they were really interesting extensions of aspects of femininity. And there's so many ways to go with that. But as I'm talking, I'm still thinking about more. I mean, there have been so many incredible things that and characters. So I could really talk about this for a long time. So what did I say? Yeah. Oh, and the Freddie Mercury, the dress that I wore with David, was he suggested that I have a dress made, and I had this incredible dress made by Anthony Price, especially for the performance, and I knew exactly what I wanted it to be, and I think it really shocked him a lot. I was shocked as well when I saw myself.